You guys have just left her hallowed company, the revelry of her ravings and madmen, her satyrs, her goatlings, her lamias, all intoxicated with their own lustful desires and revelry here aboard the Hypnos, a barge, a harem of dreams clad under this clandestine sky beneath the world, tugged and dragged along by an imprisoned titan when the world was new. I imagine it is at this point Griffin turns to the group and says,
I crave violence.
On her throne lies Lutheria, her eyes brimming with madness, a smile on her face that just subtly begins to turn. My. The children gotten antsy or lost?
It appears that in your glorious majesty, I forgot one of the few things I wanted to do. I hear that you're a fan of games. I wonder if there might be some type of bet that we could do. It would be a shame for me to leave and not do something I've been thinking about for a very long time.
You would like to challenge me to the game? Her eyes light up, and seeing that, she just she gestures with her hand, and the deck in front of her throne shimmers and becomes a board of 20 black and white squares. It has been much too long since anyone had the courage, stupidity, to challenge me to the royal game. But, gosh, you talked about wagers, but you challenged me. I get to pick. So what shall we wager? Goodness me. Oh, I know. She claps her hands once, and you can see there are 7 goatlings in a line. All of them kind of floating, and kind of the Obi-Wan in episode 2, just paralyzed by the side of the boat. And then she waves her hand again and gives a little clap. And as she does, you can see there is Bullbug, Nessa, Percus, Chondrus, Calliope, Corinna, and Darian, standing in a neat, paralyzed line on the opposite side of the board. We shall wager the lives of our servants. She grins and strokes her crystal scythe, and around behind her you can see the shadows darken. And then you feel it. There is 3 weights that land on the back of the boat. And you can see casting out, she goes, oh yes, don't mind the buzzards. They just want to make sure you all play fair. Right, ladies?
If I were to not agree to these terms, no harm, no foul, correct? But once
you already challenged. They are sitting in grand judgment of your actions. The Mistress of Dreams speaks the truth, and another one chimes in. Though the mortals have forgotten, another third will chime in. The old rules still hold. The challenger and the challenged. The challenged can choose the wager.
She cheated.
I agree. But the Furies don't seem to care.
Lutheria motions over to your companions, your 7 hanging or suspended in a line. And as she does, she just looks at them. She walks down the line. She runs a hand over Bullbug. She kind of caresses Nessa's ear, kind of fluffs up Darian's hair, and kind of just newbie. At Calliope, Corinna, she kind of like pinches her nose, and Percus, she just kind of gives him a little pat on the cheek. And when she gets to Chondrus, she just goes, oh, my little lost sheep. You went to find a prize for me, and you got lost along the way. It's okay. There, boy. In this, all is forgiven. And as she says that, she runs her hand along the blade of the scythe. And just a simple declarative gesture, and you can see all 7 bodies just hit the deck cold. Oh my goodness, that was so much fun. It has been so long since anybody was so foolish enough to challenge me. Tell me, does this mean you are at all more amenable to my oath suggestion? I tell you, I can be a truly forgiving master. The horny boy over there on the floor chose his bed to lie in. I assure you, you do not have to choose that with me. We could choose far more provocative, engaging activities. It does not have to end so coldly, boringly, simply.
You do seem like a fair and kind mistress and a lover of games. I've heard of a few games. There is one called Yahtzee.
Then we go to Reyna. You are apparently still inspired.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, for right now. Is Roman down again?
Yes.
Okay. Man, okay.
I can get him up. I can get him up.
Okay.
Holy shit.
So there's that, and then it'll be a DC 17 con saving throw.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll your con save. So Lutheria gathers her shadows. She stakes the scythe into the pool. The waters seem to flare up, and there's an echo, and all of you take necrotic damage. You feel your body wither. You feel your capillaries dry. The skin get parched. You can feel like the blood thickens. Becomes harder to churn even in your own body. Reyna, through the pain of bloodshot eyes and the rigor that you have faced already, you relinquish this arrow. And perhaps it's your anger, perhaps it's the hatred, perhaps it's clarity of focus brought about by pain, but it finds a true mark dead center in her third eye. And in that moment, you can see even a god can die. How do you want to do this?
Sounds like it went through her third eye, which is exactly where I would have put it anyway.
As it does, there's a moment where she pauses, confused, and then it is like a shockwave that just kind of blows out, and she just is suspended in midair, and as she's falling backward, you can see her form is just wrapped around with feathers, as feathers just begin to fall off of her. And you can see what hits the deck is somebody who's maybe 6 foot tall, a rather tall humanoid. Pale, beautiful, feminine, but strangely alluring and confused. And she hits the deck, blood is pouring from her third eye, and she's just looking around going, oh wait, that wasn't as funny as I thought it would be. Maybe next. And you hear this weird rattling sound. And as the body falls, it just disperses into feathers and mists that just linger around.